Hi, I'm Mario Batali. Welcome to Italy, the greatest market I know. Today I'm cooking for Javier from Chicago. First ingredient, pistachios. Next up, cream. I like local dairy. Eggs, organic, cage-free, humane, no antibiotics, good thing. Sugar, I have at home. So let's get cooking. Back in the kitchen. This one's for Javier from Chicago, who asked about pistachios, eggs, sugar, and cream. First thing I always think about when I've got some nuts is to toast them in a little butter with one kind of a spice. So I'm gonna take maybe a quarter cup of nuts, a pinch of cinnamon, and a tiny bit of sugar. And we're just gonna kind of let those sit there and do what they're gonna do. Previously, I took 3/4 of a cup of sugar and a half cup of corn syrup and made a beautiful caramel. So what I'm gonna do in that case is I'm gonna take some of these pistachios and I'm gonna put them on a silpat like that, and I'm gonna take about half this caramel and I'm gonna go like this and make sure all the nuts get in there. I'm gonna actually toss it in the fridge. That will set in probably 15 or 20 minutes. So I've got my nuts going. I took a pint of cream, and now I'm gonna take some eggs and we're gonna make a creme anglaise. So we're gonna take 4 eggs. When you buy eggs, buy the best ones you can find. At Italy, we have fantastic ones. But if I lived away from Italy, I would go to the closest farmer's market, and you'll find that that's where the freshest eggs are. 4 eggs, 8 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm gonna whisk them until they're pretty well mixed. And then I'm going to introduce them to that cream. But I wouldn't pour them straight into the cream because then they would become like stracciatella, which is kind of cool, but not what I'm looking for when I'm thinking about a dessert sauce. Now, when you're in the kitchen, you're always thinking 3 things: smell, eyes, and audio. And you can tell a lot by something and how it's cooking, particularly when it's cooking just with fat, if it starts to make either no noise or a big sizzle noise. So these started to toast as all of that butter melted and all of a sudden the milk solids came out. Now, to temper my eggs, I take about 3 tablespoons of that hot cream and I mix it in like that. Then I take another it. So about half that cream is going into this bowl before I'm going to put it back on low heat to create a delicious, thick, and creamy creme anglaise, just like so. Now I'm going to take some of those pistachios there and throw them in just like that, almost raw. Now, I'm going to create basically a French toast. I'm going to take only yolks, because I want this to be super tender, and a whole mess of nutmeg. Now, there's enough sugar in the other 3 components that I'm not going to add any sugar to this. So now I'm going to take 3/4 of a cup of milk and just create a magnificent, easy dip. I'm going to take some of these pistachios and I'm just going to give them a rough chop because they're going to become part of the crust on the outside of this kind of French toast or Pandoro that we're creating. So I go like that. And then I prepare to make the Pandoro. Now this is a beautiful one. It would seem almost logical to cut it straight up and down. But if you want to be really groovy, cut it straight across. Just like that. About 1 inch thick. And you want to push it into those pistachios. Now I've got my pan over here. Medium-high heat so that it browns completely. Now I'm going to turn this over and press it in. Now what's crucial here is on the first drop, when I go into the pan, I want my butter brown and I want to press these pistachios in just like that. Toasted nuts like so. I got my creme anglaise over here. My eggs have just barely cooked through, so I'm going to take them to the food processor. Brittle is like a groovy candy bar now. Now we can take it to the plate. So I'm going to take the foam off the top of my sauce, a little of these cinnamon toasted nuts, and we take our perfectly cooked through, magnificent, crusty piece of Pandoro French toast, another little bit of just the foam, then we take a little drizzle of that leftover caramel and have a little fun with it. Oh yeah. This is the fun part, I won't lie. And you put it on like so. The gentle fall of the pistachio fields in the snow. A sprinkle of the cinnamon like that over the top. A few more of these nuts strewn all over. And there you have it, my take on pistachios, eggs, sugar, and cream for Javier in Chicago.